Alright guys, so it's been a couple weeks and I gotta say, it's holding up pretty well. So I bypassed the governor instead of taking it out on this Chinese motor. Attached my throttle cable here, put a fuel filter in there. The breather tube basically is coming here and going up, and it's not leaking any gas or anything, but I do see a little buildup every now and then. Changed the carb, and I put the performance filter on there to just give it a little height. It's basically 290s. One is half to 2 and 3/4 inch, and then the other is just a 2-inch.
But he's pretty fast upstairs in the cabeza.
I got these parts all off of Amazon instead of going to Go Power Sports. I'm more familiar with Amazon. It's just my thing, and I got it within a few days. I wouldn't know how much it takes or how long it takes to come from Go Power Sports. Amazon had the same package. Who cares? It's just it didn't come with a filter screen, and that's okay. I could just buy mine separate, which is on the way in the mail anyway. One thing I want to add is this thing is pretty nuts, not made for water, and my wire burnt out, so I had to take it apart and try to rewire it. Working on the wheel. Find the fail, but it's basically leading up to my voltage regulator, and it's fried. Installed the lights, just tapped into the ones that are already here. They look pretty stupid, as you can see. This looks way better. Basically, what I'm getting out of this thing is a good 42 or 3 miles an hour, depending on the terrain. I got that on the sidewalk, so flat surface, obviously, and that's what the governor bypassed. I got a E3 spark plug in there. Got Ames oil break-in there. Been just putting around the trails, and sometimes I hit the little donut over there because it's a little muddy and it's fun. What the hell? But I'm trying not to push it too hard. I plan on keeping this engine whenever I do the swap anyway, so who knows, it'll be a spare. I don't want to beat up on it. What I'm going to do is get the larger version
with all the giblets, the penises and the ginies,
and put the 301 on there. Whatever motor the bigger 4-seater version comes with, just swap it or get another motor for this, or just leave it as, because it's pretty quick for my kids, although it's not that torquey. I am able to climb this hill right here, so I mean, if you're wondering,
we'll give you a distance and terrain that I have to travel. It's a bunch of routes here that you gotta basically hop over. As you can see, the tracks are already here, so I've been here.
So with that little 170 or 169cc engine that comes with this thing, it's basically able to, get you around trails and get you here and there around the neighborhood or whatever. But it's very, very small. So if you're an adult like me and you're thinking that you're going to be able to ride with your kids or your wife or someone like that in here, it's not going to happen. This is pretty much for kids, just with a bigger engine. I would say no one taller than like 5'8", and I'm 6 foot, and I'm pretty cramped in here. It's just not comfortable for me, but I can ride it. So if you were planning on thinking about it, I would go definitely just be patient and go with the bigger model, so that way you and a bigger person could ride. Not gonna make it through there. I haven't even tried. So basically I just come down that path there, come here and go back up. So there she is. The seat's not that bad. I actually get about this amount of headroom left when I'm sitting down. So it's pretty tall, but it's not long. So you won't be getting any leg room, any extra leg room or anything like that. This thing is a, crucial part of this cart, I think. And it didn't even come with it. I bought it separate. And man, I go through trees. I go through a lot of stuff, even to like make new trails or force new trails to exist. And this thing just handled it perfectly. As you can see, I got a little bit of bark and tree limb up there, scrapings, but she's been holding up no problem. Suspension wise, it's pretty good actually. The other cart I had one rear shock in the back and two in the front. This one feels a bit more sturdier, I would say, when going over bumps and hills even. Then also you have the option to switch these out, so I would do it just to give a bit more compression, less compression, I'm sorry, because they're a bit stiff, but they hold pretty well. And this thing's actually pretty stable. I'm actually leaning on it, and I'm about 210 pounds, and I'm leaning all the way back right now. I'm stretched out, and it's pretty sturdy, and it's actually leaned on that side from the hill. So you won't have to worry too much about your kids flipping. Here's your ground clearance from the front. And I would say they're about accurate on the clearance online. I do have spacers that I bought for the suspension to give it a little bit of more height, basically another inch. But I seem to be getting over everything on these trails pretty easily. So I haven't done that yet, but I plan to do it anyway. Even the water that I go through, it's pretty easy going through it. And the engine, plenty of power to get you through it. It's just if you're willing to go swimming with this thing, because it's not wired for that preference. I wouldn't do that. So in conclusion, guys, I hope you like this thing. And if you know something that I don't know, or if you got any suggestions on what I should do with this thing, drop a comment. Anyone who's watching this and you're not subscribed, man, support the channel. Hit the measly button. It's just a button, bro. Honestly, it takes 2 seconds to scroll down and flip the subscribe button. Stop window shopping and hit that subscribe button, man. Support the channel.